Hi guys, it's Kendra from Kendra's Cupboard, and today, no cleaning motivation, no recipe. I decided to help moms in situations like myself when I was pregnant with this one. This is Mila. Say hi, Mita. Okay. I panicked because they would be 15 months apart, just shy of 15 months apart, and I was so scrambled. I didn't know how I'm gonna manage two babies, so close in age. And so I have perfected being a mom of two babies that are 2 and almost 1. How I managed to have a semi-clean house, able to put food on the table, and how I'm able to actually get like really good sleep. I have perfected it, and I want to let other moms know you can do it too. You totally can do it. As a disclaimer though, this works for my family. I'm a stay-at-home mom, my husband works, I got 2 kids, each kid's different. This may not work for your family, but one thing that will always work for your family is to be extremely organized. And also to stick to a bedtime schedule. It's going to change your life. It's going to change your life. I promise it's going to change your life. So this video is to show people when they're like, oh my gosh, your hands must be so full, you have 2 kids, you must be so busy. Just to kind of give people a little bit of a glimpse of how I tackle this without wanting to pull my hair or drink a bottle of wine every night. So we all have those days where kids have meltdowns, but for the most part, I think I've perfected having 2 babies under 2, having a semi-clean house, and well, getting lots of rest. So if you are scared, don't be. You're gonna be a great mom with 2 kids of 2. It's tough, it's going to be tough, but take some, just listen to some of my tips and tricks, apply it to your everyday, and see how things are going to change, and you're gonna get so much more sleep. So you wanna see those tips and tricks? Keep on watching. One major piece of advice that helped me, and I hope will help you, is do not compare yourself to other moms, and do not compare your children to other kids. That's ridiculous. And I'm not talking about like, oh, my kid has 4 teeth where this one has 7. It's not that type of thing. That's your baby girl. Social media has corrupted us. What you think your cute little family should be is not. If your kids are happy and healthy, who cares? That's all that matters, is your kids are happy and healthy. Don't compare yourself to the perfect Pinterest mom, because trust me, her life ain't pretty either. See, look how cute right here looks. So nice and clean. Watch, show this. Out of frame, I got trash. You know why it's like this? Because my babies can climb. They can climb. That's why it's like this. But guess what? I live in this house every day. You guys don't. And this is what works for my family. Do what works for your family. Don't worry about anyone's expectations. Don't try to be cute because so-and-so's kid's looking cute too. Do what's right for your family. And don't worry about anyone else. Don't compare yourself, because at the end of the day, they ain't taking care of your kids. They're not the ones in this house. You do whatever is functionally happy and gives you peace of mind. That's why my chairs are up on this beautiful dining room table. Excuse me, I think my children are breaking things. So one of my very important tips, this works for anyone, you just gotta find it in the right spot, because let me flip you around. I know when you're about to have your baby, you want to get a beautiful crib and the matching changing table. You're like, I'm gonna change my baby every time right here. That's not gonna happen. Do you think when I have a blow up upstairs, I'm gonna go downstairs and put them in that tiny little changing table where they're gonna wrestle me? No, it's not gonna happen. So I recommend, strongly recommend, for you to have a diaper system throughout the house. You're not gonna stop what you're doing to go into another room and change your baby in your own house. That's insane. So let me show you what I'm talking about. My family predominantly spends time downstairs. Again, our house is the type of house where the upstairs is the walk-in entrance. That's where kitchen and one living room's at, and then downstairs where the bedroom and our second living room's at, and our bar set. I know that not everyone has a bar set. Everyone has 2 living rooms. Let me tell you what I'm talking about. When you have 2 babies under 2, go to the Dollar Tree and get yourself 3 bins. I have my daughter's diapers right here, and I have the A&D ointment because she needs that a lot more than my son. Then I have my son's diapers with a pack of wipes right on top. I have his lotion because he has extreme eczema. And then I have the bottles right next door, next to the formula, and the water's ready. And I have my cleaning station. I also have a towel. So this towel is important because when there is a blowout, because there's always a blowout, that little blanket is going to help when you lay it down to catch the poop that's gone up the back. Or it's a good snot rag, or it's something. Always have a towel handy. This system, it's organized and it's ready to go when there is a meltdown, a breakdown, poop up a butt. This is ready to go. You grab a diaper, grab the wipes, throw a kid down on the ground, clean his mask. You think I'm gonna go put a baby in the cute little matching blah blah blah? No, because my kids roll around and they roll off. They roll off that changing table. If I had one, so I'm on the floor wrestling them because that's what kids do. They don't care. That is, I know that this layout works for my house, but I'm telling you, have bins throughout the house of diapers in almost every major room you guys spend time in. I know you're not going to have one in every room in the house, but have one of a bin with diapers, baby wipes, their little ointments and lotions in the house, multiple spots in the house. I'm telling you, it's going to save your life. As mentioned before, here is my bucket for upstairs. I have diapers, I have wipes, I have their formula, well, Mila's formula, and there's ointments in there too in case we got some diaper rash, and some lotion and some cream for my son's outbreaks for his eczema. Highly recommend to have just a little bucket of everything in the most trafficked areas in your house because poop happens anytime. Okay, my other tip is to have laundry baskets also around the house. You are not going to stop doing what you're doing to go take down two little pairs of pants downstairs to go put in the hamper. I have a laundry basket in the kitchen, down here, and also in our bedroom. I put it because this is where I get my kids ready every day, take off their pajamas, put on pajamas, get them dressed for the day. It all goes in the bin. Once the bin gets full, dump it right into the wash, and you call it good. And you don't have to like pick things up and sort it because all the kids' clothes are in this basket. This is just the kids' clothing. We have our own clothing bin in our bedroom, but this will help so much. Also, right next to it, this is where I keep all my recyclables. We're in a city that recycles like crazy, and you should recycle. I'm not saying you shouldn't, but I'm not going upstairs every time to put something into the recycling. I kind of just keep it all collectively right here, and I can put the whole bag in the recycling because it's a paper bag. I always use paper bags. I save them just for this reason because I can just dump it in there as long as everything's dry and clean. Goes right into the recycling bin. Can't get better than that. So even though I am the bin queen, a basket queen, I also believe in having a mat where we can quickly throw any type of toys on it. So when you have guests come over, you're like, we'll be over there in 10 minutes, and you don't have time to like put every toy away, grab all the toys that would be on the floor and throw them on the mat. I recommend strongly, if you ever had one of these, to not get rid of it. Because once you put all of the toys in the bin, just lift it up. And you're like, okay, let's go over here. Hide it in a closet if you got to. We'll make sure everything makes it on the bin. But you see what I mean? You can pick it right up with all of the toys and move it around if you have to. But the kids also know when we go to bed, when it's night time, when we pick up our toys out here, they go on the mat. So I'm not tripping over makeup blocks in the middle of the night. Because again, how my house is laid up, I have what is called a crap box, and it's not what you think. At my stairs, can't see it because it's so dark, I will always have a box on the bottom of the stairs or on the top of the stairs, and that is so I can take things where they need to go when they're upstairs and they should be downstairs and vice versa. So when we bring drinks down here, we rinse them out and you put them in the crap box, which is always on the stairs. And so the next time I go upstairs, take the crap box with you, dump it in the sink, put whatever you need to put wherever. It works great. And then when you're empty it out, put it back on the top of the stairs. So when there's stuff that used to go from up to down, put it in the crap box. And so when you go downstairs, you take the crap box with you and unload it. I'm telling you, it saves lives. I'm a strong believer of, if you can take an extra 5 minutes, because I know not everyone can because of the situation, but if you can't, given the situation, take an extra 5 minutes to help your future self, do it. One of those things I'm talking about. I personally could not produce breast milk. Couldn't. I couldn't. So my baby is on the formula. So in the middle of the night when I have to make bottles, because it happens, one thing I recommend is before you go to bed to always check and make sure that there's formula inside. Or if you open up a new one, to make sure that the top foil thing is off. Because there's nothing worse when it's dark and you can barely see because you're groggy and you're ripping that thing off, or you gotta go get a new one because there's not enough. Always make sure this is ready. I take like 10 minutes before bedtime or nap time to make sure everything is ready to go when it's go time. One of those things is making sure I have formula ready to go for my daughter in the middle of the night. Not just formula, gotta make sure we got clean bottles too. So you gotta make sure you have clean bottles and your formula ready to go. Another way to help your future self is, if you can, because I know kids have meltdowns and breakouts and freakouts and just start yelling. If you can, take the extra minutes to 10 minutes, 5, whatever you need to do to take care of the dishes. You're in the morning, you're gonna be so relieved not working with those dishes, or if you're like, I'm just gonna wait until dinner tomorrow because I have to go to work. You don't want to come home to dirty dishes, and not just any dirty dishes. Now dinner is like caked on. You gotta do dishes and dinner. So it's just easier. If you can, throw everything in the dishwasher before you go to bed. Make life a lot easier. I cannot stress this part enough. This is how I survive having 2 kids under 2 and under. I have a set schedule. It is down to the minute. You have to have a schedule. If you want any peace, any sleep, get a schedule, stick to it. One of the things that I will never compromise is nap time and bedtime. If you are gonna want chaos and no sleep, then go crazy. Let them go to bed whenever they want. If that works with your family, great. That does not work with my family. My kids have very set schedules. Nap time is always 10:30, and night time is always 7:30. I will not compromise that for anyone, because let me tell you why. If there's a social gathering or something, or anything like that, I have to deal with the consequences of my children not taking their naps or their bedtime on time. I'm the one losing sleep. I'm the one getting up and taking care of tantrums because they didn't get enough sleep. And I love sleep. I sleep pretty good for having 2 babies under 2. My son did not sleep through the night. Never, until about 15 months. Never. I tried everything. I tried so much stuff, and I even called the doctor crying, like, he just won't sleep. I found out what works best for him is I set a schedule, and you have to keep to a bedtime routine. You have to start at the same time. You have to do the exact same thing over and over and over. It takes about 2 weeks for my son to finally like, this is night time. And once you start doing the night time stuff, you get the yawn, you get the eye rubs, and then he goes to sleep beautifully. I'm going to show you guys my nighttime routine. It works for my family. I'm not saying this works for everyone, but this works for my family and my son. When I tell you that he would spend nights screaming and screaming and screaming and just would not sleep, and we're losing sleep, and we're crying because our son won't go to sleep, and we're losing sleep, and we're so sleep deprived. This is what saved my life. And now, because of this routine, my daughter was pretty much born into a routine to keep with my son's cycle. So now my kids are synced, and it's so great. And I'm very fortunate that my husband, we each take a kid. So when I gave birth to my daughter, My doctor said, don't change your bedtime routine. Don't, I shouldn't rock Mila to sleep because it might make Micah feel like he's been replaced or competition. So I've rocked Micah to sleep every night except for 2 nights in my entire existence with him. And this works for my family. So I rock Micah to sleep. My husband takes our daughter. It works beautifully. We're in bed by 8:30 because this is how great the bedtime routine schedule is. Now your 8:30 may be different timing, but my son is in his crib sometime between 7:30 and 8. I take a shower, I eat some dessert if I want to, watch some TV, spend time with my husband, and I'm normally in bed between 8:30 to 9. Having 2 babies under 2, I don't think a lot of people can do that. Schedules, stick with it. Don't let anyone compromise it. I don't care what's going on because the next day I don't want to deal with screaming children, and I will miss going out to things so my children are on their schedule, will stay on their schedule. Just sacrifice. It's only a couple of years. Once they grow up and they understand and they can communicate a lot better, you can go back out. But right now, I'm not. And I'm totally okay with that. I wasn't going out much to begin with, but it's okay because my kids are on schedule. My life's great. I sleep great. I sleep so great. I can't express to you. I have 2 babies. I sleep fantastic. Get a schedule. Stick with your schedule. I will show you guys my schedule. If this works for you guys and you're my bedtime routine, great. I hope this works for you. If you need to change it a little bit for your babies, do it. Whatever you need to do to get sleep and peace, do it. I strongly, strongly recommend that. Okay, so here is my nighttime routine. I start by grabbing my kids' pajamas. And then I'm going to get both diapers and some wipes and also ointment for my daughter and my son's lotion because he has terrible eczema. Now, who I get dressed first doesn't matter. It's usually like which kid's closest. I'm like, okay, you're the one. And my son hates being changed. He has since he was little. I don't know why he always fights it, so you see him fighting it. That's him saying he ain't about it, but he knows he has to get rubbed down every night with this lotion. It has helped so much with his eczema. It's Hello Bello. It's all natural and affordable from Walmart. If your kid has scaly skin like mine, this is amazing. It works like within 2 nights. I put it on every night. His skin is so much smoother from it. I highly recommend it for anyone, for any babies that struggle with eczema like my son. And here we are getting Mila ready. She's a lot more calmer. She's starting to wiggle a little bit more, but she's usually pretty chill. She doesn't have to get rubbed down with lotion like my kid does. And there's my princess, all cleaned up and ready to go for the night. So now, before I put them to bed, I make sure everything is where it needs to be. I pull out the bottle for my daughter so my husband can rock her to sleep. I'll go into my son's room and turn on his night lights, which are these balloons from IKEA. Then I go over and I put this red blanket over his crib because in the morning he has a window in his room that the window can shine light and wake him up. And I grab his blanket for sleep, and I gotta grab a blanket for my daughter, turn off the light, so that way when he's ready, he's asleep and I rock him, I can slide him in his crib, no problem. I'm not gonna have to fuss over lights or trip over anything. Everything's set, ready to go. Both babies are asleep in their crib. This is when I usually sneak out stairs and have a cookie or 7. Then I take a hot bath, I hang out with my husband, and I go to sleep. I'll probably be asleep by 8:30. I'm so tired. I hope this video helps you guys learning tips and tricks on how to tackle 2 babies at such close ages and they don't understand English and they climb in things. I hope I gave you guys some wisdom. I know that what I do daily doesn't apply to everyone else's daily life. People work. I don't work full time. I stay at home and take care of my babies, which works for our family. I know that may not work for you, but the biggest takeaway that can work for any person, any situation, doesn't matter, is stick to your bed schedule. Seriously, stick to it. To your bed schedule. It's so important. Stick to the bed. Schedule and a routine, and then also stay extremely organized. I know that there's days where you're running out the door and you're not thinking about organization, but organization will save you on those moments of freakouts and breakouts. So thanks for stopping by, guys.